It's true.
None of this is true, man. It is so right, man. Right on, man. Right on. Let me just give you a law enforcement survey conducted between March 4th and March 13th, 2013. 15,595 police officers. Man, the pigs, the fuzz. They answered survey questions. Are you current? Are you current or former or retired law enforcement? Current, 76%. Former retired, 18%. What was the size of your department? Blah, blah, blah. Your highest rank. What effect do you think the passage of the White House's currently proposed legislation would have in improving police officer safety? Well, significant, 3%. Moderate, 8%. None, 60%.
Wow.
Negative, 24.6%.
Wow.
What do you think? Remember, these are only police officers that are answering this. Man, so you listen to the man.
Put that together. It's 84%? 84.6%?
Yeah, 84. No, it's actually 60.6 and 24.6.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So over 85%.
Oh, no, it gets worse.
Say it will have no effect or a bad effect on them.
Yeah. What effect do you think the federal ban on manufacture and sale of some semi-automatic firearms, termed by some man as assault weapons, man, would have on reducing violent crime? Police officers respond none. 71%. Let me give it to you. Significant, 1.6%. Moderate, 6%. None, 71%. Negative, 20.5%.
Wow.
Police officers asked, do you think a federal ban on the manufacture and sale of ammunition magazines that hold more than 10 rounds would reduce violent crime? Yes, 2.7%. No, 95.7%.
Wow.
Do you think that a federal law prohibiting private, non-dealer transfers of firearms between individuals would reduce violent crime? Yes, 11.5%. No, 79.7%. Unsure, 8%. Do you think increasing the severity of punishments for gun trafficking, particularly by unlicensed dealers or straw purchasers who buy firearms for persons ineligible to own them, would reduce the instance of gun crime? Yes, 58.8%. There's one I'll support.
Yeah, I was going to say that one sounds like
that one sounds logical,
maneuver.
doesn't it?
If you're actually breaking the law, you're not a law-abiding citizen that's a gun owner, because that's what the target of all these other bills has been.
Yes.
But if you actually are breaking the law with guns, increasing the penalty, I don't have a problem with that.
No, 28.7%, and unsure, 12.5%. Should citizens, remember, this is a survey of police officers. Should citizens be required to complete a safety training class before being allowed to buy a gun? Yes, for all weapons, 42.3%. No, 43.3%. Yes, but only for certain weapons, 14.4%. Would requiring mental health background checks on prospective buyers in all gun sales from federally licensed dealers reduce incidence of mass shooting incidents? Yes, 31%. No, 44.8%. Unsure, 23.9%. This one is critical, and we'll come back to it here in a minute. Do you support the concept of a national database tracking all legal gun sales? No, 70%. Yes, 23%. Unsure, 7%. What is the opinion of law enforcement leader public statements that they would not enforce more restrictive gun laws in their jurisdiction? Very favorable. So what is the opinion? What is your opinion of some law enforcement leaders making public statements that they will not enforce restrictive gun laws? Very favorable, 48.8%. Favorable, 22.2%. Unfavorable, 9.6%. Very unfavorable, 7.2%. I don't think I'm going to answer that question. 12.2%. If you were a sheriff or a chief, how would you respond to more restrictive gun laws? not enforce and join the public vocal opposition effort, 44.9. These are police officers answering this. 44.9. Not enforce and quietly lead the agency in a opposite direction, 17.2. Enforce and publicly support, 7.9. Enforce and quietly lead the agency in support of legislation, 10. So only 17.9% will enforce quietly or lead outwardly on it. Unsure? Let me translate, man. I'm not going to answer that question, man. I know what the feds do to people who answer questions, man. You're going to track my computer usage, man? 20%. Do you believe a gun buyback or turn-in program can be or have been effective in reducing the level of crime? Oh, of course, man. Right. Everybody's for that. Turn those guns in, man, because it's going to help. Police officers all say, well, okay, 11.2% say yes. No, 81.5. Do you have an active open carry movement? Individuals and groups carrying firearms as a means of political statement in your jurisdiction? Yes, 34. No, 65. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being low, 5 being high, how important do you think legally armed citizens are to reducing crime rates overall? 1 being low, 5 being high. How effective are legal gun owners carrying a weapon? How effective are they in reducing crime? 1 being low, 5 being high. 1, 4.7%. 2, 4.9%. 3, 14%. 4, 21.7%. 5, 54.7% of police officers say, oh, having somebody there with a gun who's legally owning a gun and they have a firearm on them? Yeah. 54.7 say yeah. What would help the most in preventing large-scale shootings in public? Improved background screening, 14%. Longer prison terms, 7%. More aggressive institutionalization for mentally ill persons, 19%. More legislative restrictions on assault weapons, 0.9%. Tighter limits on weapons sales and transfers, 1.5%. More armed guards and security personnel, 15.8%. More permissive concealed carry policies for civilians, 28.8%. Other, 11.4%. Considering the particulars of recent tragedies like Newtown and Aurora, what level of impact do you think legally armed citizens could have made? Choose the statement that you feel is most accurate. Innocent casualties would likely have been avoided altogether, 6.2%. There would have been no difference in the outcome, 4.1%. An active gunfight might have resulted in greater loss, 5.5%. Unsure, not prepared to answer, 4.3%. Casualties would likely have been reduced, 80% of police officers. Do you think new proposed legislation setting a limit on magazine capacity would negatively affect you? Unsure, 5.2%. No, 27.2%. Yes, 67.6%. Asking police officers, do you regularly do firearms proficiency training with your setup, assuming a different weapon, holster, carry position than on duty? 66% say yes. If you do all the above aforementioned training, do you also train your family members? Somewhat, 63.2%. What do you believe is the biggest cause of gun violence in the United States, according to police officers? Other, 14.8%. Unsure, 2.2%. Income inequality, 1.6%. Poor identification and treatment of mentally ill individuals, 10%. Guns are too easy to buy, 4.4%. Parole, early release, short sentencing, 14.4%. Pop culture, influence, movies, video games, 13.9%. Decline in parenting and family values, 38.1%. The people who are dealing with this every day are telling you, please let the people have their guns. This makes us and our community more safe. Everything you're proposing in the White House will not work. It will make things worse. And if you really want to fix the problem, maybe we should look at the families. How can we strengthen them? But don't worry. These are only the people that we pay to protect us, that we pay to guard our families and our streets. Why would we ever listen to a survey from them?